Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Thanks for listening. We apologize for starting a little late this morning. Lots and lots of local news and Nebraska news this morning in our 7 o'clock report. Plus a little market information and auction block over in KCNI. So Brent's been waiting here to get going. And I got to tell you, Brent looks sharp today. You know, when you give a guy a hard time for not shaving, and then he comes in smooth as glass on his face, it just looks really good. You look sharp this morning, Brent.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'm going to make a public appearance today, so I
right.
thought I better shave and look decent.
Let's talk about that for a moment.
Yeah.
You're going to be covering the volleyball triangular at Anselmo Myrna today. It's also the Dig for the Pink Fight Cancer fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been following this event, I think you told me earlier, this will be the 5th year.
Yeah, for this particular triangular.
Yeah.
When I first came back, I think I put it on the schedule and been on the schedule ever since. So yeah, I know we've done it in, I think, Callaway, and I've driven to Elm Creek twice to cover it, and so this year it comes to Myrna. I think it was last year, I have to ask Gavin, I think it was last year we were in Elm Creek and we were calling the matches and the power went out on us.
Oh, kind of remember that.
Yeah. So hopefully that won't happen tonight.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, we've been doing this particular triangular. This is probably at least the 5th consecutive year that we've been doing it. So good opportunity for us to get to see our area teams, Anselmo Myrna and South Loop, and always good to have Elm Creek in the mix too. They've record-wise kind of had a tough start to the season for them, but boy, traditionally they've had some really good teams. And when you look at their matches, they've taken teams the distance. So this is going to be a good competitive triangular tonight, and we're looking forward to it.
And don't forget, they're going to be raising money to put money together to research fighting cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Dig for the Pink, and they're going to have some T-shirts they're going to be giving away, jerseys for sale, other items for sale, and a free barbecue as well at Anselmo Myrna this afternoon and tonight. All starts around 5 o'clock. So.
Yes, yep. First match is at 5. It should be Anselmo Myrna and Elm Creek, I'm guessing, and then South Loop, Elm Creek, and then Anselmo Myrna, South Loop, I assume will be the finale.
All right. That's tonight. We'll look a little further down the week's schedule here a little later on as we're running a little behind here. So we'll jump right in and bring you the school lunch menus this morning with my clean-shaven friend, Brent Apperson.
Thanks, Dave.
Today at Litchfield, they're having breakfast.
Well, good.
They're also having lunch.
Okay, that's good too.
They're having pumpkin muffins for breakfast at Litchfield and chicken Alfredo for lunch.
All right. Thetford today, lasagna and corn on the lunch menu today.
This, by the way, is the last day of summer on the calendar.
Is it really?
Tomorrow will be the first day of fall. On Callaway's menu today, they're having stir fry. That sounds good.
Broken Bow today, mini corn dogs, fresh baked turkey and cheese sub, and fajita salad with tortilla chips on the menu today at Broken Bow Middle and High School.
At Arcadia, ham and scallop potatoes.
Loop City today for lunch, deli sandwich or barbecue rib sandwich with potato salad at Loop City.
Anselmo Myrna today, it's traditional beef lasagna with garlic breadstick, Mini corn dogs also available. Taco salad with tortilla chips, vegetables, fruit, and milk.
Arnold today, lasagna and breadstick on the menu at Arnold.
Sumner, Eddyville, Miller. Today it's French dip and green beans.
And my final one is from Ansley, where they're going to be serving a chicken sandwich for lunch today.
Bum, 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 bum. Let me correct SEMs. They actually have a Sunday menu, which throws me off here a little bit. So today's the 21st. Today they're having chicken fajitas and refried beans. Yesterday they had the French dip, so they're eating good at SEM. And also today at Sandhills and Dunning, it's hamburger patty on a bun, tri-taters, and brownies. That's your school lunch menus. We're going to play the game today. And what are our questions again?
We're asking iconic lines from movies that were popular in the 1990s.
All right. And if you've won recently, give somebody else a chance to play. Here we go.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this one.
Okay.
The line is, swing.
Swing.
Here's your choices.
Okay.
Pulp Fiction, Scent of a Woman, Wayne's World, or Train Spotting. Popular movies of the 1990s. The line is, swing. Pulp Fiction, Scent of a Woman, Wayne's World, or Train Spotting. What movie does that line come from? If you know, call us at 872-2801. It's Tumbleweed Day.
Your chance to win a tumbleweed meal.
Eat at the restaurant where everything is right. The food, the service, the atmosphere, and the price. At the Tumbleweed Cafe, they look forward to serving you. Their menu is filled with home-cooked meals you're sure to enjoy. When your plate is clear, don't forget to choose one of their delicious desserts. You'll enjoy the many things that make Tumbleweed the favorite dining spot of so many folks. Whether passing through or setting a destination, enjoy your next meal at the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
We have Josh on the line. Good morning, Josh. How are you?
Good, you?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. It's Tuesday already.
Good.
Yeah. Here's Brett with the question.
All right. We're asking you to identify the movie from where this popular line came from. And it is simply, swing. Is it Pulp Fiction, Scent of a Woman, Wayne's World, or Train Spotting? What do you think?
Wayne's World.
You got it. Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Party on. All right, Josh, because you've answered correctly, we got a certificate for you that's going to get you a free tumbleweed meal at the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow. So just come on out and see us when you can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
You bet.
7:44 is your time. Wayne's World. I just watched that again the other day, a while
Really?
back. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. And I enjoyed it just as much as I did the first time. It's just,
Yeah, of course, the movie branched off of a sketch that they did on Saturday Night Live.
yeah, that's right.
That featured Mike Myers and Dana Carvey as Wayne and Garth, that did their little show down in the basement of Wayne's house or
Yeah,
Wayne's
one of their
mom's
houses,
house
I
or
don't know.
whatever. So it was definitely popular back in the 90s. That's
boy.
for sure.
Yeah, they had a following, no doubt about it. Thanks, Josh. We appreciate it. All right, let's see here. This is 7:45 is our time. It's 49 degrees outside, cloudy skies. We had some sprinkles, a little rain earlier, but we had to struggle to get 1/100th of an inch measured in our gauge this morning. But as I mentioned a couple of times, it was actually raining a little harder in town when we came out this morning in the 5 o'clock hour. But when we got here, the cement was kind of drying off already. So I don't know that it amounted to much, at least here in the immediate area. And we hope you got some out there. Would have been nice to get a little more than 1/100th. But harvest is just on the brink, if not already underway. So that doesn't slow anything down that way.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So what do you want to do next? I just feel like we should do something ornery.
Oh, do something ornery.
Something
well,
kind of.
I don't know.
Oh, I
We
should.
can,
I know one thing I forgot to mention yesterday.
all right.
Not only on Friday did I get to sit in Blue-Eyed Becky's pink golf cart in Arnold, I was able to sit at a table with her on Saturday afternoon. She dropped by and blessed us with her presence.
Oh, when you were in Arnold for the Fall Festival.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I want to say a special thank you to Blue-Eyed Becky Daly, who blessed us with her presence.
Well, good. That's good.
Feel very honored. I never actually had a sighting of Brad Atkins. You know, on Friday we were told he was outside of the building, outside the insurance shop, Becky's shop. Didn't come in, and I never saw him again.
Never saw him Saturday either?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Nope. I didn't see any little boot tracks anywhere. Today, let's celebrate some birthdays real quick.
Okay, let's do that.
Rochelle Myers, happy birthday to you. Michelle Bain, happy birthday. Sandy Adams McCarty, happy birthday, Sandy. And Shannon Carlisle is 40. Well, I shouldn't even have said that. Apologize. Happy birthday, Shannon. Nothing wrong with being 40. And many other folks having birthdays. These are some of the birthdays that have the folks who have liked Sandhills Express. That's how we get that. So thank you very much. You're celebrating birthdays today with Stephen King.
Oh, wow, the author.
74 today.
Does it say in there how many books Stephen King has written in his lifetime?
No, it just says you can't blame this man for making you sleep with the light on. Suspense novels, no, it doesn't say. Some of the major ones would be The Shining and Carrie and Misery. But he's had many, many different films. And
did he write Cujo? Remember that
Yes,
movie?
he did.
Cujo?
He did. Yes,
Yeah.
shows that here too. Faith Hill is celebrating her 54th birthday today.
Oh, wow.
She
Happy
is
birthday.
the country star and wife of Tim McGraw.
Yeah, it was announced, I think, yesterday that her husband will be performing at Nebraska Land Days.
Yes, he
in
will.
North
That's
Platte,
a big one. Yeah.
like next summer.
This coming summer,
Or
yeah.
this coming summer, yes.
Also, you're celebrating a birthday with Bill Murray.
All right. Bill Murray.
Started with Saturday Night Live, went on to make many movies. He's just a staple. Groundhog Day, Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, to name a few.
I liked What About Bob?
That was good.
I thought that was funny.
Bill Murray, 71 today. So if you're celebrating a birthday, you're in good company today. Also on the sports side, real quick, something that Brent always enjoys visiting about. We're going to talk a little baseball here. Oh. Salvador Perez breaks Johnny Bench's home run record.
Yep.
The Royals player broke Johnny Bench's 51-year-old Major League record. He now has the most home runs by a catcher in a single season. His 46th home run of the season happened while playing Cleveland. And Bench held the record, hitting 45 back in 1970, and Bench tweeted a big congratulations to Salvador, writing that he was a great man. So admiration between those two record holders.
Yeah. So, great catcher, Salvador Perez.
Johnny
Man,
Bench.
he's been, Perez has been with the Royals how long now?
I don't know.
Long time.
He's a good one.
He is. He's exceptionally
Johnny
good.
Bench was certainly part of a very, very fun period in time in baseball. And he had plenty of other players he played with that were really, really good. And he actually was here for a one-box pheasant hunt one time. Got to meet him.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember you telling me that at one time.
Very gracious, signed autographs, and I just always remember how big around his legs were.
Oh.
You know, he wore hunting pants that were kind of not tight, but they weren't like what people would probably wear today.
Yeah.
And, you know, gosh, he was just, his legs were like posts, stumps, you know, and that just shows the power he had in those legs when he'd hit those home runs. So that was kind of fun to have him here. Let's move along.
Okay.
Together through this breakfast show.
Along.
Oh, I can tell you're feeling better today. You're singing, kind of like a bird. We should be getting a visit here shortly from Logan from Arrow Seed Company. That's why I'm kind of stalling here. I don't want to get too much going and then get him in the door. Because he'll probably have some pertinent information and maybe a couple jokes.
You never know.
So
he's pretty good for those.
He is real good for those. Hey, want to thank the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce for a wonderful meal last night. The men's steak fry took place over at the golf club here in Broken Bow, and a hospitable period of time with, gathering of some people that we see every once in a while, and also people we haven't seen for a long time. So it was very, very nice, and got to sit around the table and visit.
Did you arm wrestle anybody?
There was no arm wrestling,
no?
thank goodness.
Okay.
There was no yard darts, thank goodness.
No yard darts, okay.
So
right.
Pretty much people visited and sit down, had a meal, and it's always good. Those steaks, these are the T-bones, as you mentioned earlier. Great flavor, cooked just right, coming hot off the grill. The cheesy potatoes, the traditional beans with that, whatever you like. So Thank you, Broken Bow Chamber. Stephanie, thank you. Lacey, thank you. And all the folks who pay their dues help put that on. And, of course, there was a cost for the meal, but very reasonable. And it was fun.
Good.
Logan. He stepped in his camouflage. I can only see your face and your pants because you got a camouflage coat on.
Oh, I am wearing pants. Good.
Yeah, it is good.
It's very good.
You're all bundled up, man. What, do you think it's cold outside?
It's fall
or
weather
what?
out there today.
Oh, my goodness.
It's the last day of summer, my friend.
I know. When the seasons change, I'm all on it.
I hear you.
You're a day ahead.
This is a great time of year.
It is.
Yeah. And a busy time of year at Arrow Seed in Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Yes, absolutely it is.
So how you been? Good?
I've been good.
Good.
Didn't do a whole lot this weekend. Went to the in-laws in Lincoln.
Some family time.
Had some time with the family, watched some interesting military-type shows.
Together as a family?
Military shows.
Military shows, yes.
Like
the
on the History Channel?
Yeah, like the history of the military.
Right.
Oh.
And I found out, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I found out where the general keeps his armies.
Where does the general keep his armies?
In his sleeveys.
Ooh, I'm going to mark that one.
I don't think that made the top 10. I'm sorry. But the setup was really good.
Yeah, it was very nice setup,
well,
yeah.
and, that's where he keeps his armies, but what we're dealing with right now in a lot of the upper Midwest and Nebraska in general is army worms.
Really? Oh, that's right. I actually heard it on the network.
There's been a few reports of some very devastating crop injury.
They really move fast once they're there, don't they?
They do. So they they start in the south, and wind actually blows the larva wherever the jet stream's going. So like Ohio, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin, that area right now is getting hit really hard just because the time of year the wind currents took it that way, took all the bugs that way, but we're starting to see some of them show up here. Must have had a little bit more of a direct south wind.
Mm-hmm.
So
now the report I heard on Brownfield yesterday on that was they really like alfalfa.
They do. So on alfalfa, so for those of you that don't know what an armyworm is, it looks like a little caterpillar, like a little hungry caterpillar. But it can have yellow stripes, brown stripes, red stripes. But how you identify it is there's 4 dots on the last abdominal section.
Four dots.
4 black dots.
Okay.
So how big are they normally?
The ones that do the most damage are the little tiny guys.
Okay.
When they're 3/4 of an inch, they're mature. But it's the little ones that do
the little hungry ones.
The little hungry ones that do the most damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 1 to 2 worms per square feet can wipe out new seedling alfalfa. 10 to 15 per square feet can wipe out 12 to 14 inch tall alfalfa.
Oh my gosh.
So they're a serious pest right now. We haven't gotten hit super hard from them yet, but there's a few yards in town. They don't discriminate. If it's green, they eat it.
They like grass too.
They do. Yep.
So anything green they'll take in. Then.
They will. One way you can tell you have armyworm damage in your lawn, almost looks similar to grub damage, but it's just like something ate off the leaves. But on some of them, they'll actually leave like a transparent window almost.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the grass blade, it'll look kind of beat up and whatnot, but you'll get to a portion of it that you can see through it, but it's still intact. It's like they just scrape it off a little bit.
Oh, they don't just bite it. They work on the edges or the surface.
On the surface. Yep.
Wow. Now, what do they do after they're mature? Do they turn into?
They turn into a little moth.
A moth. Okay.
So I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, we got inundated with those little brown miller. They look like a miller.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're smaller, right?
They're smaller. Yep. They're about 1.5 inches long when they're, or 1.5 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches when they're a moth.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not huge by any means, but there's usually a lot of them.
So this is nature at work again.
It is.
Sometimes she's not so kind. What can we might take a break here and do a little news break and come back and talk about that, because I think everybody's interested in this. You've got your alfalfa producer, your folks who have been working on their yard all summer.
Yeah, and small grains like wheat, rye, triticale, that type of stuff, they can do some serious damage.
All right. Do you mind hanging with us a little bit?
I suppose I probably could.
Okay. We'll take a time out. We'll catch up on some news, and then we'll visit with Logan a little further about these armyworms that could affect just about everybody, right?
Exactly.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll get a break in here. We'll get some news up, and then we'll talk more about these armyworms, what we can do about them from Arrow Seed and Broken Bow.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Whoa. Someone's a little ahead of themselves. But fall is approaching and cooler nights are upon us. You need to check out Geared for Sports and Broken Bow for the new fall arrivals. Husker gear is hitting the racks in men's and women's sizes, perfect for cheering on your favorite team. And remember, when you need to gear up for the sports you are playing, visit Geared for Sports, west side of the square in Broken Bow, open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4.
It's time again for the ever-popular T-shirt quilt class at the Quilting Shack in Broken Bow. We all have those T-shirts we hold dear, but we don't know what to do with them. September 26th and October 17th, grab up your T-shirts, attend a 2-day class, and learn to make an amazing keepsake. Class cost is $40. All you need is a machine and material, and the gals at the Quilting Shack will help with the rest. The class will be from 1 until 6 both days. Call the Quilting Shack in Broken Bow for more details, and make sure to follow them on Facebook.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Johnson & Johnson's sharing new information on its single-dose COVID shots. It says boosters provide 100% protection against severe illness and death. CBS's Dr. John LaPook.
This is certainly encouraging news for people who got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The next step is for the company to submit their data to the FDA for consideration of giving a thumbs up to a booster dose.
All eyes will be on President Biden when he takes the stage at the UN General Assembly in New York in an hour and a half. White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki.
We're going to prioritize what's most important to address, whether that's the climate crisis, whether that's cyber threats, continuing to work with partners on counterterrorism.
Police in Florida still searching for Brian Laundrie, whose fiancée, Gabby Petito, went missing out west.
It's a lot of time for somebody to kind of get their act together. We certainly think Brian has some explaining to do.
An autopsy on a body believed to be Petito's is scheduled for today. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
This is Emily Barnett with a look at state news. Kyra Ford, age 20 of Nebraska City, entered pleas in district court yesterday related to a February 23rd traffic accident where a Nebraska City street worker was injured. In a plea agreement, Ford was charged with reckless driving and attempted possession of aprazolam. Otoe County Attorney Jennifer Panko-Ray said witnesses told police that Ford was driving erratically when she struck the porthole repair equipment and the worker, Bruce Yacht. A second worker was able to avoid being hit by spinning out of the path of the car. Police said Ford appeared to be impaired, and a search of her purse yielded aprazolam, commonly known as the depressant Xanax. A pre-sentence investigation was ordered. People in central Nebraska are looking for answers after finding 2 bullet holes in their front door. Grand Island police say the residents were gone for a couple of days, and when they returned, they found 2 gunshot holes in the door with 2 9mm shells casings. Grand Island Police Department says the incident happened in the 1400 block of Piper Street sometime between September 17th and 18th. Authorities reported nothing taken from the home. Police are hoping a neighbor's Ring doorbell camera will help in investigating the crime. While Nebraska lawmakers look for a compromise when it comes to redistricting and breaking up voters in Omaha, Governor Pete Ricketts is making his choice clear. According to Ricketts, the so-called Republican map, State Senator Luann Linen's map, which has gone nowhere, is still a great plan. He said, quote, "I think the congressional map that Senator Linen proposed was a great map, and as an Omahan, I would love to have 2 members of Congress representing my city." Lawmakers who are meeting in special session resumed redistricting talks yesterday, with most of the controversy continuing to surround Omaha's so-called blue dot, the One Nebraska electoral vote won by President Biden in 2020 and Barack Obama in 2012. While most GOP lawmakers are okay with splitting the Omaha vote, Democrats oppose it and have the votes to block any Republican plan, forcing both sides to search for a new deal. And accidents led to groceries being on the road in portions of the interstate for more than 2 hours over the weekend. Hamilton County Sheriff Jerome McCoy said a Ford pickup was pulling a trailer filled with groceries when it was struck from behind by a semi on Saturday night. The semi jackknifed at the 328 bridge and hit a guardrail in the westbound lanes. Authorities reported the pickup was totaled, and food that was in the trailer covered the interstate. It took crews 2.5 hours to clean up the road and remove the vehicles. Authorities say no charge or citations were filed. And officers with the University of Nebraska Lincoln Police Department say a famous statue outside Memorial Stadium was vandalized early Sunday. UNLPD says the famous national champion statue outside the entrance to East Stadium was spray painted with graffiti around 2:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Police say they are reviewing surveillance video from the incident. About $2,000 worth of damage was estimated. A second vandalism was reported about a half hour later at the Phi Gamma Delta house. Police have not said whether or not they think the incidents are related.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Week 2 in the NFL came to a close on Monday Night Football in Green Bay, with the Packers beating the Lions 35-17. Green Bay actually trailed at home at the half, 17-14, then outscored Detroit 21-0 in the second half. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers led the Packers with 4 touchdown passes. 3 went to running back Aaron Jones, who ran for another score. Green Bay's 1-1 with the win. Detroit falls to 0-2 with the loss. In baseball games of note, the Blue Jays lose to the Rays 6-4. Toronto still holds the number 2 wildcard spot in the American League by just a half game on New York, with the Yankees gaining ground, beating the Rangers 4-3. Mariners over the A's 4-2. Oakland still 2 back of that final wildcard spot in the AL. Seattle moves 3 games back. Cardinals over the Brewers 5-2, while the Reds beat the Pirates 9-5. St. Louis still has a 3-game lead on Cincinnati for the number 2 wildcard spot in the NL. And the Braves down the Diamondbacks 11-4, while the Phillies were shut up in the Orioles 2-0. So Atlanta now with a 3-game lead on Philadelphia for the top spot in the NL East.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Beautiful weather in store across the area today. Lots of sunshine. We'll see a high working up to around 69. As we head into tonight, lows fall back to around 41 under clear skies. And then on Wednesday, abundant sunshine with a high in the lower 70s. On Thursday, mainly sunny. Highs make it up to around 81, turning partly sunny for your Friday. Highs in the lower 70s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Derek Dolman.
49 degrees, cloudy skies, kind of dark out there right now. Winds are light out of the northwest. Barometric pressures at 30-36 and still rising. Humidity at 88%. As we mentioned, we picked up 1/100th of an inch from some very short, small showers here this morning. So we're an inch 21 for the month. Our high yesterday was 68, an overnight low of 49. Sunset today at 7:39, sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:26. And we still have Logan Girardin with us from Arrow Seed in Broken Bow, because he brought in information this morning about army worms, and we were kind of talking again off the air. I think we have some solutions to this, but Mother Nature always throws a little something every year, doesn't she, Logan?
She does. She does. Mother Nature can be cruel.
Yes.
Very, very cruel.
Especially on nice, tasty plants and grass and things like that. Armyworms have a kind of a aggressive sound. Their name is very aggressive because they are, right?
They are very aggressive. You know, I don't think they do anything in formation per se, but I think they damage everything equally.
They're guerrilla warfare. Then.
Yes, very much so.
All right,
very much so. There's a few different products out there that we carry that'll knock them out. They're pretty easy to kill, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
The downside is you usually don't know that you have them until you see damage from them.
Because they move pretty fast, evidently.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
The good news would be that they're not a root eater.
Nope. They just eat the vegetative material. They severely damage the plant in the process, but they don't do anything with the roots.
Yeah, which I guess for grass and alfalfa is a good thing, because you mentioned grubs earlier, and they'll die underground.
Yep, and that's, some people obviously will think you have some grub damage. They'll not correctly identify what kind of damage because it looks kind of the same. But with grubs, you can peel it. You can peel those damaged areas back like carpet, and it just keeps coming back. And usually, you'll see the grubs right there, underneath the grass layer, but not super far deep into the soil. With armyworms, they just mow it down, shred it down. They don't, they just damage everything, not just
big munchers. Yeah. So this is going to be kind of a silly question, not being an agriculturalist, but the corn and the soybeans, their production is pretty much done as far as the corn and the soybean pod itself. So will the armyworms affect this crop much at all?
They shouldn't. With armyworms, they kind of like the green and growing type of stuff, and most of your corn's not green and growing, and your soybeans aren't really growing at this point. But a fresh, tasty shoot of alfalfa, that's like the holy grail for an armyworm.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you saw some photographs of some folks who did their last cutting of alfalfa, and they got quite a few armyworms.
Yeah, so that's one way you can minimize the damage. If you get out there soon enough, you can just take a cutting, and that'll help because then it doesn't give them anything to eat. The downside with doing that is it will spread them to surrounding fields in search of food.
Yeah, they're going to move.
They'll move.
Yeah.
So
probably a spray application is a good idea. You mentioned we might see some planes up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of money wrapped up per acre in new seeded alfalfa. Cover crops can be the same way. And if it's green and growing and nice and young and tasty, armyworms are going to find it. There's a lot of different products you can use. They're pretty easy to get rid of, which is good. But just like anything else, they can do some serious damage in a short amount of time.
Well, I think what you're saying here this morning is if you haven't been out to a particular field for a while, you might want to go out and take a look, right?
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you know what's happening
in your yard.
Yep.
And so forth. So, all right.
And gardens will probably be fairly affected. Most garden plants are still producing right now, and I know there's a lot of stuff that likes to munch on fresh greens.
Yeah.
Not just armyworms.
Yeah, not just those. So check your gardens.
So 7, the concentrate, either powder or spray, will knock them out. Bifenthrin, permethrin, carbaryl. I mean, there's a lot of over-the-counter products that you can apply to get rid of armyworms and minimize that loss.
If you could use the old Bob Bowles theory and have a lot of ducks.
You could.
But you'd have to have a lot of ducks.
You'd have to have an extremely large amount of ducks.
Catherine's probably listening.
So we you've been talking about if you notice them, here's some things you can apply to get rid of them. Is there anything that you can apply that would help prevent them coming in the first place? Or
not
really?
Not
you
really.
Just kind of got to keep an eye out.
Yep.
Okay.
It's one of those things that you could, but armyworms don't happen every year.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
It just so happened that the wind currents were
bringing them up
from the south.
Yeah, it'll be something else next year, Brent.
Oh, I'm sure
is.
It'll probably be the plague or something like that
Frogs
next year.
or something. I don't know.
Locusts.
Yeah. Navy worms. I don't know.
Yeah, different regiment.
Yeah, it could be. Cavalry worms.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, but yeah, keep your eye out for armyworm damage and issues right now, because that's going to be pretty prevalent.
All right.
Good thing is they don't overwinter here, but like I've been saying, they do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time.
Sounds like it. So take a look, and if you have a problem, get a hold of the guys at Arrow Seed. Excuse me. Before we close, where are we at on cover crops? Are we done planting?
Nope.
Okay.
We're still plugging away at cover crops. There will be a lot of cover crops going in after soybeans.
Okay.
Soybeans don't leave a whole lot of stubble. If you drive down the interstate in the wintertime, and there's usually some good-sized snow drifts, and you can tell the fields that have adequate cover and the fields that do not, because those snow drifts at the end of the field will be covered with dirt.
They'll be black.
They'll be black with dirt.
Also, different farmers do different things, and there's some chopping going on out there right now. If they chop corn, that's a pretty clean field when they get done too. So they can go back in, I assume, and put something in over that.
Yep, and right now you're geared more towards your grass, your winter annual grasses. So that'd be rye, triticale, winter wheat, winter barley, that type of stuff.
All right.
Get you good cover. A lot of guys will do it just to boost the grazing aspect of it. So you can graze it this fall for a while. You can graze it over the winter time if you want to. It'll come back again next spring that you can graze, or you can just let it go for weed suppression and then spray it out and plant right into it.
All right.
So there's options. We can get you covered.
I think we understand now why Logan did the military joke to start with. And so we're going to let him pass on that joke, because he was leading into army worms.
I was.
That's acceptable.
I don't like it when everybody has worms, so...
Yes,
we gotta,
and everybody could have them, not just the farmer.
Exactly. It's everybody could have worms, and worms this time of year are not good.
We don't want worms.
Nope.
Not going into this. This is the last day of summer, going into fall, so we don't want to, have problems this fall.
We do not. But I do. I really hope that everybody this year will take after Humpty Dumpty and have a great fall.
There you go. Nice.
Okay. Thanks, Logan.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Arrow Seed in Broken Bow open 5.5 days a week in downtown Broken Bow. Stop in, check out their website, give them a call. They're ready to help you.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Fraudulent activity is on the rise, and fraudsters seem to be working overtime. Bruning Bank is dedicated to keeping you safe. Remember, never give out your personal personal information, click on unsolicited links, or rely solely on caller ID as it can be spoofed. Keep your information safe by monitoring your account transactions with mobile or online banking and set up customized alerts with Notify. If you believe you have been targeted by fraudulent activity, we are here to help. Learn more about fraud safety at bruningbank.com or visit any Bruning Bank location. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
What an exciting time of year. Harvest, changing leaves, it's officially fall. Come and see us at Bo Bootery. We're stocking our shelves with great fall styles. Get them now so you can start wearing them this fall. We're looking forward to getting new shoes in that we'll be putting on the shelves, so come see us often. We'd love to see you soon at Bo Bootery, proud to be your home-owned shoe store, east side of the square in Broken Bow.
8:17 is your time. Expecting a call in 5 minutes or so from Mark Stock with Big Iron Auction Company. We have some other things we want to talk about. By the way, Brent, this is a very important day. This is World Alzheimer's Day, and September 21st is a day set aside for raising awareness about this brain disease that slowly robs people of their memories. And we have a facility here in Custer County that is dedicated to taking care of people who suffer from dementia and Alzheimer's, Quality Senior Villages. And we're lucky to have them here.
Yeah.
But we're hoping on this day that we'll kind of acknowledge that there is research going on out there to help alleviate and slow that process down, and they are making some progress. We've heard some good things medically about research and some results. So hopefully someday we can tackle that a little bit more than we are, because the average lifespan is longer than ever before if you're lucky enough to live in the United States of America and other countries such as ours. If you're living in places that we don't maybe think about enough, where they're living without running water and not enough food, that's not as much a problem. But us USA citizens, we are living longer because we got it easier.
Yeah.
And so along comes a longer life. So we hope that that continues to progress, but there's a long ways to go. So they set this side a day in recognition of that. And also it's World Peace Day. Today is the day the United Nations International Day of Peace is promoted. That was established to promote nonviolence and calling for worldwide ceasefires. So we hope that that is something that we'll be thinking about today as well. I don't like saying it any more than I have already, but this is the last day of summer on the calendar. Now that's kind of sad because summer is faded away. This is the last day. But as you mentioned earlier, fall is such a great time of year. Keep your fingers crossed if you get a really good fall and you're blessed to have one with some length to it. A lot of times you can go all the way into and past Thanksgiving with some beautiful weather. And let's hope for that.
Let's do.
Because it makes everybody a little happier when we don't get early freezes and snowfall. Those things we don't even like to think about.
That's true.
Unless you're one of those weirdos that likes winter. And there are people out there that like winter, and I shouldn't call them weirdos.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind winter. It's the big snowstorms that can kind of ruin winter for me.
You know, I don't mind those because I think
Really?
I think it's okay to cover the earth with snow and kind of regenerate.
Well, and the moisture is when it starts to
But
melt and soak in is good, but just like 2-3 inches.
Yeah,
so it's the
nice
it's
even
the
layer.
3-4 feet that kind of with the drifts and everything that gets old.
8:20 is your time. We have some things we're going to be telling you about. I don't know if you've been you folks out there have been down to Ansley for a while, but Brent was on Main Street of Ansley not long ago and come back kind of going, wow, the Main Street of Ansley in downtown Ansley looks great.
It does.
A lot of the reasons for that is it has Ansley lumber paint applied to it.
There you go.
And they've spruced everything up. You can do the same thing this time of year, a great time to paint. It's not too hot, not too cold, and you can get it done with comfort And you'll be able to then go through the rest of the winter and look over and say, we painted that last fall. And you can only do that with good quality paint. I mean, you can paint with a lower quality, but it won't be long and you'll go, why is that chipping? Why is it looking not the same color as I put on? Well, check out Ansley Lumber and Supply.
Yeah, and that's why they deal with Benjamin Moore paint. So check it out at Ansley Lumber, over 3,500 colors. For those of you wanting to add a deck or even update your existing deck as we kind of go into the fall here, talk to them about their decking options available. They can order just what you need to create the perfect place to relax and host your get-togethers. Ansley Lumber and Supply also offers some whole new home building packages, so talk to them about that. And then the big thing with Ansley Lumber is they truly believe in customer service. So if you have questions, they're willing to talk to you about your project, give you some tips or whatever you're needing. And if needed, listen, they'll deliver the stuff to you if you're out on the job site. So just talk to them about that. Give them a call at 935-1815 or stop by Ansley Lumber and Supply, locally owned and operated right there in downtown Ansley. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday as well from 8 until noon.
Brian and Heidi Beaumont, Tim Ritchie, who represents their lumber there because he's a stud.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's almost as good as lasagna.
Yeah.
And Liana, but yeah, maybe even as good.
Just about.
I think.
Yeah.
I know you're going on the island again.
Close. But no, I'm still here.
I got a kind of a twist of a story that has a different twist to it.
Okay.
And we don't talk a lot on the Breakfast Show about COVID because there's so many different, I hate to say opinions, but I don't know. The news is a bit confusing at times about COVID. And, you know, Texas is a little bit different place. I mean, they do things a little differently in Texas. Is it fair to say that?
Probably, yeah. Have you ever been to Texas? I've never been.
No,
I've never been to Texas.
Never have. But there's, you know, Texas is so big, you can be out on the plains and you can be in Austin and, you know, they have a lot of different things going on there, but they got their own way of doing things in Texas. A Texas couple got a rare night out with friends at a restaurant, just like, you know, you like to do.
Sure.
And they chose to wear masks inside the restaurant. Okay. That's their choice. They were actually, the couple was vaccinated, but they have a 4-month-old son who had conditions that would make him more vulnerable to immune system situation, okay? That's kind of what was laid out when they went in. They wore the mask because of that. When their waitress told them to take their masks off, per the owner's instructions, they said, no, we would rather not. They refused to take their mask off.
Okay.
So, in Texas, they were asked to leave.
Oh, okay.
The owner said, it's a private business and I don't want masks in here. And he said that this is political. That was his statement.
Okay.
So,
well, they probably would have taken the mask off sooner or later to eat, right?
Yes.
Because it was a restaurant.
Yeah, so if they just would have waited for them to get their food.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's one of the arguments. You know, you're going, well, I wear a mask in and I wear a mask out, but I take it off while I'm eating. I've heard that before, too. Yeah. But during conversation and time when you're not eating, you would think that would be okay for them to have their mask on. It really wouldn't hurt anybody. But the owner goes, nope. Now, I've never heard of anybody asking somebody to leave because they're wearing a mask. The controversy usually is, if you want to come in here, you need to wear one.
Yeah.
But not in Texas.
There you go.
They do things a little differently in Texas. We'll be back with more right after these words.
Get the used equipment you need now. Purple Wave Auction sells hundreds of pieces of heavy equipment each week at no reserve auction. Items are selling in your area now. Bidding is simple. Visit purplewave.com to get started. Purple Wave Auction. Straight, simple, sold.
This is Tom Osborne. 30 years ago, my wife Nancy and I started the Teammates Mentoring Program with 22 football players and 22 Lincoln youth. Now our vision of impacting the lives of youth has grown to serve more than 43,000 students. Join me in celebrating 30 years of mentoring by dining at any Runza on September 21st. Runza will donate 10% of the sales to your local Teammates chapter to help continue our work in providing a mentor to a student in your local schools. I hope to see you there.
For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Galloway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Galloway. The Grand Generation Manor.
826, working on 827. Mark Stock is on the line with Big Iron Auction Company. Good morning, Mark.
Well, good morning. How are you doing?
We're doing really good. We're talking about it today. It's the last day of summer going into fall. What does that mean for Big Iron Auction Company? Does it get busier? Do you have more sales? I mean, you're busy all the time anyway.
Well, we get extremely busy here in November and December. It's usually the largest. December is usually the largest month of the year for having equipment auctions, and our reps are busy right now taking the pictures and shooting the video footage for all these retirement sales that are going to have their sales in November and December. So if any of your listeners want to take advantage of a very strong market that's fueled by shortage of supplies from the manufacturers and cheap interest rates and high commodity prices, I think we might say that the ships have come in for somebody wanting to have a retirement sale. We've been selling some equipment, and a lot of these sellers are telling us that, my gosh, I bought it 12 years ago, and I sold it for more money than what I paid for it. When do you have that opportunity? And right now, as I said, the ship has come in. Please get a hold of your area rep and get your retirement auction scheduled sooner than later. Now, today we've got some land selling, 4 different tracts in Colfax County, Nebraska. This would be by Lee, Nebraska, and Clarkson, Nebraska, and just a little bit north of Columbus. The 3 different sellers, the Delvin Hageman Estate, the Luann Everett Estate, and the Hilda Bachenhaus Estate. They are selling their land on BigIron.com today. We've got quite a few different tracts of land selling throughout the winter months here using the Big Iron online platform. We'll even have a couple tracts in Valley County. There's some in Hall County. Got some in Greeley County and Boone County that'll be coming up here in the next couple 5 or 6 weeks, so be watching for that. We do have a big machinery sale then tomorrow, folks, over 1,600 items. There's 4 or 5 retirement sales, a couple estate auctions, and a lot of folks that have some machinery that they are no longer using in their operation, and they're selling it to buy stuff that they can use. And once again, just a great time to get this equipment sold because of the shortage of good quality equipment available, and the manufacturers are not able to produce that new merchandise like they have been done in previous years. So definitely something to take a look at. Also, a big classic car auction then this Thursday. If you need some collector cars, folks, some of these have been meticulously restored. Some of these are original. Some of them need a little restoration. It depends on what type of a classic car novice you are, or if you're an expert at it. But we encourage you to look at the cars, watch the videos, call the sellers, take a drive, look at these classic cars, and then be ready for the heads that'll turn when you're driving around in your town when you pull in with some of these cars that are being sold. So over 400 cars sell on BigIron.com this Thursday on that special collector car auction. So a lot of things going on. Take your time to do your due diligence on all this good quality equipment. And once again, we encourage you to look at all the pictures, watch the videos, and call the owner, because we always publish the owner's name and their phone number with every item. And for you folks that like to buy classic cars, we don't charge a buyer's fee, and we don't charge a buyer's fee on machinery or trucks, or we don't charge a buyer's fee when you buy land either. So we've got all that in your favor, bidders and buyers. Just bid a couple more times because we're not adding on those extra fees. All of that activity, guys, is taking place this week. And then if you don't see what you're looking for this week, wow, you'll have your great opportunity as we have a sale at the end of the month that's featuring just about 3,000 items. A very big sale at the end of September. go to bigiron.com for all the latest information.
All right, Mark, I don't know if you know this or not, but it is Junk Jaunt weekend here in Nebraska, and it reminds me of when you first started Big Iron, Stock Realty, doing a lot of traditional auctions and antique sales and so forth. You've changed up. You've you were actually ahead of the curve with some of these other companies that are out there. But what really separates you, in your mind, from other now digital auction companies out there?
Well, we have reps scattered. In fact, over 300 reps scattered across North America, and we are local to the communities. Like we have Henry Nuxel in your neck of the woods. We got Ryan Harder, who handles the county just a little bit to their side, and Ryan Harbour and Matt Cope, and all these folks are extensively trained, and then they work in the areas in which they live, so they are part of the community. I think that's a big important aspect of what we do, because if somebody calls and wants to sell something, we're literally 30 minutes away. And I know some of these companies are trying to cover the country with 3 or 4 reps, and they're driving 500-600 miles. And if there's an issue, then they got to drive back 500 or 600 miles, and that's really not as convenient as our model is. And of course, we were one of the first, and I think I don't know if too many people have still adapted it, but we have always put the owner's name and number with every item that we sell, because we believe in being transparent. And we're not trying to hide anything. We want to take a picture of everything that's good and bad. We want to take the video footage of everything that's good and bad. And it's all about honesty. And I'm a farmer. I'm the child of a farmer. My boys, they do some farming, and that handshake and your word on the phone should mean something. And that's what we believe here at Big Iron.
Well, that's a great philosophy, and we appreciate it. I think one of the things that we talk about here on the show sometimes is with the digital revolution, and it's still, it's still rolling. Things are changing all the time, as you know better than anybody. One of the things that's frustrating is because you lose in some cases with different applications, not just in the auction business, but you find yourself doing the work for the person that's selling you the items or the goods, and then you have to, it's on you to be able to do business, and with the local folks that you have that will come and see it, you're getting the best of both worlds with Big Iron. I think that's important.
Well, we appreciate all the support we've had from the communities, and it just keeps growing, and we're humbled, we're honored by it. We wake up every morning, try to improve on what we're doing, because I've said it all along, the day that we're not getting any better is the day I'm going to retire.
That's a good one. Last but not least, you mentioned the classic cars, and I always ask guys, what was your first car that you had, Mark, when you were able to get your own ride? What did you have?
I had a 1982 old Cutlass Supreme Brougham 2-door with a 4.3-liter diesel, and I still have it.
Well, you're one of the smart ones, because most of us say, gosh, I wish I wouldn't have let that one go. But we can find one like we had when we were a kid, probably at the auctions you got coming up.
There are some really nice, unique cars, and I know these, we got a Roadrunner or a Barracuda, I think, selling on the sale. There is, some of these muscle cars, these Chevelles, they're something special to watch. Got quite a few Chevy Impalas, and there's even a Pontiac Le Mans 2-door hardtop that's selling that I know a lot of people had those because they could zoom and get up and go. And that was back in the day, I believe, when everybody liked to leave tire marks everywhere they went.
Yes, we did, and it probably wasn't the brightest thing in the world, but it sure was fun.
But if the old man was paying for the tires, who cared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe you went to a pile of tires and put some on and burnt the rest of the tread off. I mean, there was all sorts of tricks back then. Mark, thanks so much. It's always good to talk to you.
All right, thank you, guys. Have a good week.
Take care. All right. What was your first ride?
An 86 Ford Mustang hatchback.
Wow. 86 Ford Mustang?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a chick magnet, wasn't it?
Well, it didn't work for me.
At least at that period of time, right?
Unless they needed a ride somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I that's what I drove to college and back.
I'll be darned.
Yep.
So when you came here to work, we were driving that?
Yes.
I'll be darned.
Yep. And then then traded it off at Ranchland and went to the Ford Probe. You remember the Ford Probe?
I remember the Probe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure you made the right choice there.
Yeah, well, but it was so cool at the time because I had a car where the headlights came out from from the front. You know, gosh, back in the day, I just thought that was the coolest thing.
Felt a little bit like Batman, didn't
A little bit, yeah.
How many of you out there listening this morning eat breakfast?
Not like I should.
Yeah. Folks, I'm one of those, like some of you out there, who doesn't really care for breakfast. I don't know why, but breakfast is a very important meal. And I know, for instance, my dad, that was, he had breakfast every day, and he had some bran flakes and some eggs and some bacon and every day. And, he got up early so he could make sure he could have breakfast. But they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but getting up early to eat it is, detours some folks from having breakfast. A new survey, what's that?
That's me.
Yeah, same here. New survey finds 7 out of 10 won't set their alarm before 8 a.m. to serve breakfast, but the majority that do wake up and cook are working parents. 1 in 5 say they skip breakfast altogether. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. So you got to have breakfast while you're listening to the radio. So go ahead and cook up some of those eggs over easy, a couple of slabs of bacon, some bread and butter, maybe some toast with a little jelly on it, and enjoy.
Yes.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show. Well, that goes out to Jeremy Shipe. Old habits die hard.
Yes, they do.
Mick Jagger, Dave Stewart, and Sheryl Crow together with a nice rendition of that particular song. We'll be back after a couple of quick timeouts with more.
It's time again for the ever-popular T-shirt quilt class at the Quilting Shack in Broken Bow. We all have those T-shirts we hold dear, but we don't know what to do with them. September 26th and October 17th, grab up your T-shirts, attend a 2-day class, and learn to make an amazing keepsake. Class cost is $40. All you need is a machine and material, and the gals at the Quilting Shack will help with the rest. The class will be from 1 until 6 both days. Call the Quilting Shack in Broken Bow for more details, and make sure to follow them on Facebook.
My name is Carson McGinn, and I am a sophomore volleyball player at Anselmo Myrna. I choose to fight against cancer because I have seen what getting diagnosed with cancer has done to a family, and no one should have to go through it alone.
Whether directly or indirectly, each one of us has been impacted by cancer. Join the fight on Tuesday, September 21st in Myrna for the Dig the Pink Volleyball Triangular featuring teams from Anselmo Myrna, South Loop, and Elm Creek to raise money for cancer research. The AM Boosters will have a free barbecue for those in attendance, T-shirts will be given away while supplies last, and jerseys will also be raffled off. Join the fight on September 21st in Myrna for the Dig the Pink Volleyball Triangular. First serve is scheduled for 5 p.m. and can be heard on 95.3 FM, KBBN.com, and on the KBBN app.
Big day. Dig the Pink Volleyball in Anselmo Myrna, and Runza in Broken Bow is hosting its annual Teammates fundraiser today. You may have caught the show yesterday with Joyce Richardson. 10% of all the sales will be donated back to the Teammates programs at Anselmo Myrna and Broken Bow schools. Additional donations will be gladly accepted. So that's taking place today at Runza, raising money for the Teammates program. And so a couple of good things going on here today.
Yeah.
Now, you have been blessed with twin girls.
I have,
Yep.
yes.
Aubrey, your oldest gal, and then twins.
Yep, Ashton and Alyssa.
Yes. Well, I hope if they're healthy, wealthy, and wise, that they maybe break this world record.
Oh.
Or
they have a chance?
I think they do. They're good lifestyle. They have a good mom and dad, and good clean living. According to the Guinness World Records, 2 sisters in Japan now hold the record for the oldest set of twins ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How old?
107 and counting.
Oh, my. Whew.
The birthday is less than 2 months away. Back when they were young girls, the women say they were bullied in Japan for being twins. They spent most of their lives living apart and rarely saw each other. I don't know if that was the reason. Now they live in separate homes, but they get together whenever they can. And, 107 as twins is the world record right now.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well,
something for your girls to shoot for.
Yes, yeah. They're
108.
They're only about 87 years away.
Well, I hope they enjoy those 87 years.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. I want to go back to a moment to the Texas story where the owner of the restaurant told the people they had to leave because they wanted to wear masks. Now, you're going to find this a little weird. It's probably going to throw you off your chair, but this is going to sound a little bit different from yours truly than you might suspect. I don't agree with that, but I think the owner has the right to do that. It's his business. Just like the folks who have a right to say, if you want to come into this store, we want you to wear a mask. I think it goes both ways because it's private property owned by those business people, and they have that right, whether you agree with it or not. Now, you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Whether you're in Texas or
and the person who wants to go in has the right to say, okay, if that's the way it's going to be, then I'll go somewhere else.
I'll go somewhere else. Yeah. I don't understand the guy's thinking, but it's his business, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't understand you.
Oh, well, thanks, Dave. Well, I I've been trying to understand you for the past 30 years, so I'm still working on it.
We argue about things like, sometimes I think adults act like, well, and I almost hate to say this anymore because, you say like they act like seventh graders. Sometimes American people act like spoiled brats. We got it so good, and we have to make it so difficult on one another with some of these things. And then you read this story, because one of the sad things that happened recently was the fact that everybody knew that when the United States left Afghanistan, women were not going to have the same rights that they had enjoyed since the U.S. had been there. And it's already beginning to happen. So if you're a little upset over something, you go, well, I have the right to do that. It's my life. I'll do what I want. You can't tell me what to do, although I will take that federal check. In Afghanistan, imagine being a woman, and the government now says, pretty much, if you had a job, you don't anymore. You don't need to come to your job if there's a man capable of filling that position. And that's what's happening right now in Afghanistan. Girls are not going to school either, which is very sad. The past weekend, more schools reopened in Afghanistan for boys only, with male-only teachers in the classroom. That is sad.
Yeah. Boy, you're just getting deep today on the breakfast show.
Well, sometimes you got to back up and go, gosh, we're so lucky.
That is a good point. We overlook our blessings way too many times.
Yeah, we just we get in these little petty. We get ourselves into these little petty situations, and then divide things and disrupt things, and we could get along so easily if we just said, well, that's the way you feel about it. That's your business. I'll mind my business, and we'll still get along and be friends.
Yeah. You want to go out and have lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about, the first car you had when you were in college.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or how big was that fish you lied about last week, really? Those sorts of things.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
In the waning moments of the growing season, it's time to start thinking about soil health, as well as fall and winter grazing options. Aero Aviation of Broken Bow can fly on cover crop mixes into your standing crops right now. Then you have seeds sprouted before harvesting the main crop, giving the mix a longer growing season. Call Aero Aviation for more at 872-5113.
There's a difference between treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
At the Callaway Good Life Center, their hometown facility offers the security and comfort of a small town with the advantages of city living. They offer speech, occupational, and physical therapy for their residents. Visit CallawayGoodLife.com for more information.
It's 10 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Okay, we'll lighten up just a little bit.
Okay.
Miniature golf day today.
Mini golf day.
Yep.
All right. I love mini golf.
Because golf is better when you have to put it through a windmill.
Yes.
Yeah. The earliest known mini golf game was played in London in 1912. Back then, they called it golfsticle, like obstacle.
Oh, okay. Miniature golf is easier to say.
Yes, it is. It is fun.
Golfsticle?
Golfsticle.
Oh, wow.
Like obstacle.
Right.
Because you went through the obstacles.
Sure.
So, any golf gun facts, it's also known as putt-putt or mini-putt.
Mm-hmm.
The first mini golf course was built in Pinehurst, North Carolina back in 1916, complete with fountains and gardens. A few years later, they introduced zany obstacles like windmills and tunnels. Glow-in-the-dark mini golf was invented in Finland as a way to play indoors during the cold, dark winters.
Ooh. How competitive do you get in miniature golf? I have finally calmed it down a little bit, and the miniature golf experience is much better for me.
Now that you've not taken it so seriously?
Yeah, because I would even get, the family that would play with me, sometimes got to the point where they wish I wouldn't even show up and play. Because, it's just miniature golf. It's supposed to be fun, right? And I made it competitive. And not everybody liked that. But I've kind of loosened a little bit in my older age.
Well, that's a big step for you, Brent.
I think so.
Oh, boy.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight.
Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Biden is in New York. We'll hear address the UN General Assembly soon on topics ranging from COVID to climate change. As for U.S.-China relations, White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki tells CBS,
"You do not have to be concerned that we're trying to start a Cold War with China. That is not what the United States is going to do." And the president will address that in his speech today.
Johnson & Johnson reports boosters for its single-dose COVID shots up efficacy to 94%. Vanderbilt University's Dr. William Schaffner.
The data would indicate that a second dose of the J&J vaccine really increases their level of protection.
New lawsuit claims Entergy's prep for Hurricane Ida in Louisiana amounted to bubblegum and super glue. Attorney Juan DeFanta.
They're not being transparent to the community. It's laughable we've allowed this to go on this far. They had challenges and they didn't make it public.
900,000 lost power. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Deb Carson.
NFL Week 2 wrapped up last night with the Packers rallying to beat the Lions 35-17. Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdown passes for Green Bay. 3 went to Aaron Jones, who also added a rushing touchdown. Packers improved to 1-1, while Detroit falls to 0-2. In baseball action, the Braves NL East lead on Philadelphia is now 3 games. Atlanta ripped the Diamondbacks 11-4, while the Phillies were shut out by the Orioles 2-0. Cardinals and Reds both won. St. Louis beat the Brewers 5-2, while Cincinnati topped the Pirates 9-5. Cards remain 3 games ahead of the Reds for that final NL wildcard spot. In the American League, Blue Jays lost to the Rays 6-4, while the Yankees edged the Rangers 4-3. New York is now just a half game behind Toronto for the final AL wildcard spot. A's are 2 back after losing to the Mariners 4-2.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, a slight chance for a shower early on, gradually clearing into the afternoon with highs approaching 70. Then for tonight, mostly clear, dropping to a low of 38. For Wednesday, mid-70s making a return, abundant sunshine, and even warmer into your Thursday with a high of 81 degrees. But cooling off into Friday, sunny to partly cloudy in the lower 70s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer specializing in pivot maintenance and repair. But did you know they are also licensed electricians that can do all electrical work that is agricultural, commercial, and even residential? Yes, that means new houses and remodels too. Get a free quote within 24 hours and Custer Electric will have you on your way to your new home. You did your pivot maintenance, you made it through service season. Now it's time for grain bin season. Custer Electric and Irrigation sells Conrad American grain bins and will service any and all grain bins you may need worked on this year. New bins, rewires, fans, motors, capacitors, belts, pulleys, and everything in between. Lance and crew will do it all at a price that's fair to you. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your one-stop shop for all electrical, agricultural, and commercial needs. Call today at 872-7786. Check them out on Facebook or go to CusterEI.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
Currently 51 under a cloudy sky, winds northwest 15 to 20 miles per hour. Barometric pressure continues to rise at 30-37, humidity at 82%. High yesterday was 68, overnight low of 49, currently 51. We picked up 1/100th of an inch precipitation as of 7 o'clock this morning. That's an inch 21 for the month. Today on Public Affairs on KCNI, Casey Doggett with the Sons of the American Legion will be broadcast, giving details on an upcoming fundraiser. Gavin and Casey got together this morning and recorded that, so that will be aired in the 10 o'clock hour this morning. Sons of the American Legion, they have a fundraiser coming up that they'd like you to know about. And again, we want to remind you again today, Runza is donating 10% of their sales today to local teammates groups Broken Bow and Myrna. It is Farm Safety Week, so be sure and listen. I hope you've been hearing those farm safety tips that are on the air and salutes that have been paid for by many great businesses, and we appreciate that very much. Those you hear even in our newscast right now. And Dig the Pink Volleyball Triangular today, starting at 5 o'clock up at Anselmo Myrna, and they're going to raise some money for research to fight cancer. So those are some of the things that are coming up today, including the volleyball activities. What else is in the sports schedule this week? Without the sheet, can you do it?
I think I can.
All right.
I will attempt to. I'll even try to throw the Huskers in there too.
All right.
Tomorrow, I believe we're going to do Nebraska volleyball, as Nebraska will open play in the Big Ten Conference. They'll be taking on Northwestern on the road, and that'll be tomorrow night. The opening serve is set for 8. Coverage on the Huskers Radio Network, 7:30. That's tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we'll have more volleyball on the high school level. We'll travel out to Centura, where Broken Bow will join Centura and Gibbon for a triangular. Matches at 5 and 6. And Broken Bow will play in the first 2 matches of the tri. And so we'll go on the air in front of 5 for that for you on Thursday. That'll be on KBBN 95.3 FM. And then on Friday, we'll have football, of course. We'll go on the road to cover Broken Bow as they'll travel out to O'Neill. And we do want to stress it's an early kickoff for that game. So it's going to kick at 6 rather than 7 like the others have. So join us for that. That'll be on KCNI Radio. And then on KBBN, our area game will feature Sandhills Thetford against South Loop in Thetford. And that'll be on KBBN 95.3 FM Friday. And then, of course, Saturday, Nebraska football back on the air. Nebraska back to action in the Big Ten as they go on the road to take on undefeated Michigan State. And that'll be a night game. Kickoff at 6. Coverage on the network beginning at 4 o'clock Saturday on KBBN.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Michigan is undefeated. Are they rated? What are they rated at? Do you know?
I haven't seen the rankings. I assume Michigan State moved into the top 25 this week is my guess. I don't know. I haven't looked at the rankings.
So Oklahoma was rated 3rd nationally?
Yes.
Well, who knows what might happen.
Yeah, it's the Big Ten is tough.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no easy game in the Big Ten Conference, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll see if Nebraska can get a win. Need one.
We need one. We were talking about the first day of fall tomorrow. Jeremy has noted here that the harvest moon is tomorrow as well. And you might have saw the moon last night. It was big and bright, wasn't it?
It was gorgeous, yeah. Went out for a walk kind of as the moon was coming up, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, caught your eye even if you weren't looking for it. It was essential, according to this note that Jeremy put together, back in the day for farmers' successful harvest, since the name, the harvest moon. They could harvest longer going into those evenings with that big harvest moon this time of year. It's fun to look at and also quite helpful back in the day for the farmers. Now they have big lights on their rigs, but still the moon makes it a little easier getting from one place to the next and that sort of thing. So that's fun. We should maybe play Harvest Moon tomorrow by Neil Young. That's a good one.
Well, there you go. It would fit.
It would fit. How about a little Jackson Browne?
downtown Broken Bow. Call 872-6101 to discuss their many services. That's 872-6101 for Connie Ulmer Accounting in Broken Bow.
Junk Jaunters, make sure when you're in Sargent, you swing by Ollie's Coffee and Boutique. They'll have all kinds of deals inside and outside their doors, plus special events. On Friday from 5 to 8 p.m., Sheila Greenland Band will be performing. And on Saturday, it's all about the paintbrushes with a boutique craft night. Swing over to Ollie's Coffee and Boutique Facebook page to keep up with everything. Have fun during Junk Jaunt. Ollie's Coffee and Boutique looks forward to seeing you in Sargent.
Pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals are used frequently on the farm. It's imperative for all workers to be educated on safe handling of these items. Make sure all hazardous materials are clearly labeled to avoid accidental contact or misuse. This week and every week in 2021, think and practice safety first.
Brought to you by Trotter's Wool & Go, serving farmers and ranchers with locations all over central Nebraska.
When you shop GK Wine and Spirits, you'll find coolers and shelves full of great deals. Right now, a huge variety of bottle six-packs are on sale at $6.48, including Bud, Bud Light, Busch Light, Miller Genuine Draft, Coors, Coors Light, Miller Lite, and Miller High Life. 12 packs of White Claw Hard Seltzer are $14.98. Mule 2.0 mixed cocktails are $8.48. Or get handles of Canadian Springs whiskey for $13.48. 3-liter Boda Box wines are $17.98. GK Wine and Spirits inside the grocery cart, Broken Bow.
Farmers have seen the damage that corn rootworm can cause. The injury these insects inflict on root nodes can lead to yield losses of up to 45%. Don't leave your corn defenseless. Protect your roots, the foundation of your yield, with SmartStax technology. See why farmers trust SmartStax technology by visiting traits.bayer.com/SmartStax. Always read and follow IRM, grain marketing, and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions. Performance may vary.
When you choose the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, you're putting proven yield advantage to work in your fields. XtendFlex soybeans offer elite genetics built on the proven performance of Roundup Ready to Extend soybeans. In fact, farmers saw a 4 bushel per acre advantage and a 70% average win rate over Enlist E3 soybeans in 2020 germplasm trials. The Roundup Ready Extend crop system, the system of choice.
Always follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and all other stewardship practices.
It's 11 past the hour of 9 o'clock. Brent and Dave with you on The Breakfast Show, and we are thrilled with our next guest, aren't we, Brent?
We are, yeah. Good to have Chantel Millison with us from Off-Broadway. Nice to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
We're good.
So what is, I don't know if we've ever asked Chantel this. What exactly are you in charge of and do for Off-Broadway?
So they call me the community outreach specialist, I guess. Mostly marketing type stuff, but just really getting out there in the community and reaching out and seeing what we can get.
Good.
So.
Did you, when you were in school, taking classes, did you kind of direct yourself towards this? Or?
Actually, no, but I love it.
That's good. Well, that's all
I
that
kind of
counts.
found out that I really love it, after I graduated, I think. But no, I actually went to school for education.
And you do spend time in school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you told us off the air you're working from home for Off-Broadway and some here and then up at the school, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right. So you're busy young lady.
I'm extremely busy, yes.
That's good. That keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah, probably need a little help. No.
No. Off-Broadway is a great option. We're blessed here to have different facilities that do different things. And Off-Broadway assisted living is exactly that. You have all sorts of freedoms, but you also have all sorts of perks, too, that Brent and I have been thinking about moving in.
Yeah, I mean, I would be all for that.
Let's just move in and we'll do the show from Off-Broadway.
Oh, that would be
You
perfect.
have a studio there.
Yeah.
I say we could easily make you a studio in there.
Yeah.
Great. We could just go down, and we were talking about how you and I aren't necessarily breakfast eaters because we get up so early in the morning and just don't want to take the time. There we go. We'd just have breakfast right there at Off-Broadway and do the show.
I think I'd have an ice cream cone for breakfast.
That'd
I
be
mean,
tempting.
I think you could.
But honestly, if you think about it, it's a great setup for folks. I know nobody really, I shouldn't say nobody, I don't know that for sure, but most folks, we're going to hang at home as long as we can, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there comes a time where we're going, I don't think I can scoop the walk anymore. I don't want to, right? I don't want to do the lawn anymore or can't. Certainly don't want to climb up on a ladder and paint the house or clean out the gutters or make sure the air conditioner's running. All those sorts of things that, they get a little harder and maybe you don't want to do them anymore, whatever the case may be. Off-Broadway offers all that plus extra activities, right?
Yep. So all that's handled for you, which is really nice because I don't think anyone of any age really likes to handle all of that.
No,
but
good point.
No. So we do have activities every day. I think it's like at least 3 a day, sometimes more. We have some special different suppers that happen. We have our senior movies. They do movies in Off-Broadway sometimes, and a lot of fun stuff there.
Yeah. Occasionally, depending on where you're at with COVID these days, I know the tradition has been some music coming in, some people coming in and playing some piano and different things, and there's a piano there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I think we're still trying to kind of get some music in, but with COVID, there's so many restrictions, and especially if they're singing, that can't really sing with a mask on very well. So those are some things that COVID has really hit hard, and I know our residents missed those for a long time.
Well, maybe later. Still have that around the table meal if they like, or if they'd rather eat privately, they can do that as well, I think.
Yep. So they are back to fully all being in the dining room. Obviously can eat in their room if they would like. They still get the option of our meal even if they don't eat in the main eating area.
Mm-hmm. So in your job description, are you the one who comes up with the activities that they participate in?
No, actually I'm not. We have an actual activities director, and so she leads most of those activities. She's there full time, and so she gets really close with the residents, which is really nice.
Oh, yeah. And there's a little form of exercise in some of them, and some of them are just, fun.
Yeah,
right?
So they have morning exercise. It's 5 or 6 times a week. It's Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. I can't quite remember right now, but every morning, 10 a.m. And it's really nice because those kind of activities, they always announce over the loudspeaker, like, hey, we're going to be doing this in 5 minutes in whatever area. And so it's really nice that even if the residents have forgotten, oh, yeah, that's something I wanted to do, they have time to, get ready and do those things.
So your job is to explain to folks all of these good things we're talking about.
Yes.
And kind of reach out to folks and let them know what's available and all of that. What is available right now?
Right now, we still have, I believe, a couple 1-bedroom apartments. If they want to come down and tour, that would be great. They can come in, just stop by, and we would be willing to give them one. You can always call and set one up. We would look forward to seeing you guys. So.
And then something we've been talking about every time we visit with you or one of the other folks from Off-Broadway is the respite room that can be used for shorter periods of time, right?
Yes. So we do have our respite care room, and it is just a short stay option pretty much. So if you're not ready to fully commit, or if you are taking care of a loved one, but you're going on vacation or you're going out of town for business or anything like that and are worried about it, we do have that option. They can come in, stay. They're offered all the same things that our full-time residents get, but just as a short term. And then maybe that could even lead to them becoming long-term.
Yeah, we talked about that. It's kind of a good way to test the waters.
Yes, exactly. Really come in, test out, is this really what I want?
So. All right. Have you been able to get up and shoot any pool yet?
I haven't.
We should probably come up there and have a match.
Yeah, I think I would lose by a lot.
I don't know about that.
I'm not much of a pool player.
Well, they have a table up there. Off of that area, too, there's also a room that folks can use, I think, for maybe small family gatherings.
Yep, we do have that family room, and I think that is also where they show the movies that we show at Off-Broadway.
Right.
They have popcorn up there and snacks, too, when they do that. We also have an in-house library. And I know that some of our residents really love that. We've had quite a few residents actually bring books in and donate them. And what's really nice is we also have a whole section dedicated to large textbooks. So large print books, I guess, technically. That way, you know, if it is easier on the eyes or whatever, you have those options. So they're just the normal book, but just with larger print.
Now, having taken a tour there, pool table, library, books, wild birds in a cage,
yes,
you know, all of that. Maybe it's something we haven't talked about for a while, Brent, is their big whirlpool deal they have there. I mean, that's like top of the line. You could get into that baby and just soak for a while. Have you seen that?
I actually haven't even seen it, but I know my grandma loves it. She really looks forward to that. All the residents get a chance to do that at least once a week. I think it's actually 2 or 3 times a week if they would like.
Yeah.
And so I know that is a huge thing that they really, really love.
Well, it looked really great because it looked like it was real easy to get in and out of. But it looks more, you know, you think, well, sure, maybe they have a whirlpool, you know, for medical reasons. This looks to me more like, you know, you just get in and kind of relax and enjoy yourself.
Yes, exactly. And I know, like you said, it's pretty easy to get into and they love it.
Yeah, and it couldn't hurt anyway. I mean,
no.
And so, Brent, you could do that if you live there.
Really? Thank you.
I'm just worried.
All right.
I'm going to tell you, Chantel, if Brent moves in, you're going to have to talk to the people about him just riding up and down the elevator. I'm afraid he's going to just...
You know, that is something too.
You actually know that about me? My wife hates going with me to the hotel because I just want to ride up and down the elevator. I just like to punch all the buttons.
That could be
fun. You're one of those people.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
You know, that is something too that we are a 3-floor facility and there's not very many multi-floor facilities. And so we do have that elevator option. And
yeah,
that's pretty nice.
And, you know, all kidding aside, you can use it, you know, because you don't have to take the stairs. You could also probably take the stairs if you want to get a little exercise and you're able to.
Yeah, and I think we actually have quite a few residents that do really like to use the stairs, but always have the elevator as an option.
Yeah, there'll probably be some little sportscaster on it. Pushing buttons. You could just like be the elevator guy and say what floor.
Yeah, we could just get you a stool in there. You could just kind of camp out.
Actually, you know, when we go to the big CHI Health Center for state wrestling, we have to use the freight elevator to go all the way up to the 6th floor, and there's a guy or a lady that is in there. They just sit on a chair, and that's their job. They take people up and down the elevator. I could do that for Off-Broadway.
Yeah, the last time I went to a Husker game, they had one because we were clear up in those really, really top seats. And they have somebody that sits in the elevator, too.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. That
New
doesn't bother
profession.
me. I've never liked going into bathrooms when there's somebody in the bathroom, you know, with a towel. That always kind of bothers me.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I'd rather have an elevator guy than a bathroom guy.
Yeah.
So we won't suggest that at all.
Okay, no, we won't go that route.
Yeah.
Active on Facebook? You guys got a Facebook page and stuff?
Yes, and I've been trying to be very active on it. Last week was Assisted Living Week, and it was also Housekeeping Week. So had a lot of posts up. And it was also last Sunday, not 2 days ago, but the one before was Grandparents' Day. So I got some pretty cool pictures of some of our residents giving advice to their grandkids. And so kind of just waiting for some last minute media releases to come through so I can post those because I'm pretty excited about that.
When is Grandparents' Day again so I can alert my grandkids to when it is? Because they must have missed it.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
It's over, Brent.
Oh, rats.
Oh, boy. One of the things that we've always noticed at Off-Broadway is, you know, just the fun that everybody has, including the staff. So I know you don't spend as much time there as some other staff members because you're remote and you also have other things going on. But have you noticed that as well? I mean, it just seems like everybody's having a pretty good time.
Yes, I did notice that too because before school started, I was able to be there. I was only there a few days a week, but I was able to see all that, and it was a lot of fun to see.
Yeah.
You know, they really enjoy it. I actually was there really late right before Grandparents' Day, and I got to see my grandma play cards. And she used to be part of a bridge club, and so I was really glad to see that some of the ladies got together and we're having a bridge game.
Yeah, it's kind of neat that your grandmother's there.
Yes.
And you're working for the establishment. That's pretty good, great combination.
Yeah, and I also found out that when I was doing stuff for Housekeeping Week that our head housekeeper, her parents live there, and she's been working there for 10 years too.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
That's a good testimonial there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So if folks out there listening are interested, they just call in to the Off-Broadway and pick up the phone, give them a call, maybe take a tour.
Yeah, exactly. We also, I believe, have a spot on our website where you can contact us, ask any sort of questions.
Okay. All right. Question of the day, Chantel.
Okay.
What was your first car?
It was a hand-me-down car. It was a 99 Grand Prix. Yes. Yeah.
Was that pretty big?
No.
It was a smaller one.
It was small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not bad.
No, it's not. And my parents asked me, do you want a new car for your 16th birthday or when you graduate? And I chose graduate. So
smart move.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you get?
A Dodge Avenger.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Now see, Brent, he had a Mustang and then he bought a Probe. I don't understand.
Well, it was. Now wait a minute. A Mustang hatchback. It wasn't a. It's not like it was a convertible Mustang or something like that. I want to stress that.
What? But Mustang.
No. Okay. Well, yeah, but back in the day, the Probe was kind of a cool thing. Like I said, it had the headlights that came out of the front. That was just awesome. It was cool.
It just seems like a car that you would drive.
Thanks, Chantel. I don't know what that says about me.
I think you're right, Chantel. Home run. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, can I just mention one last thing?
You bet.
So we are doing our free senior movie in October. We already had our September one. It is October 9th, and it is being co-sponsored by Govier Brothers.
Nice.
And we are showing Rebel Without a Cause, I believe. I was going to check really
James
fast.
Dean.
Yep, Rebel Without a Cause, October 9th. So at 2 p.m.
So let's go through that again. Don't have to do any household chores. You get 3 meals a day. You can shoot pool. You can sit and watch the birds. You can go and you can come and go as you please, and then you get to go to a movie and see Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah, and like I said, we have movies in house, but this one is at Fox Theater.
Yeah.
So
and on that, I probably should make sure people know that that's for seniors. You don't have to be an Off-Broadway resident to go to the movie.
Yep, it is a free senior movie.
Okay.
You come in and you get either a free kids pack combo, or you can get just a small popcorn and pop or whatever you would like, and it's free. I mean, it's completely free. You can come in as a senior and not have to pay a dime.
Nice.
Right.
And be entered into a drawing for a prize.
Ooh.
So.
It just keeps going.
It does. It just gets better.
Well, give them a call and check it out. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much.
We'll take a time out. We'll come back.
It's an exciting time of year, and Mount Custer Truck Sales wants you to be cautious and have a safe harvest. As you prepare for harvest, they want to remind you they are on call 24 hours a day to serve you at 872-6200. Their shop and office, located 2 miles east of Broken Bow on Highway 2, are home to a large inventory of parts and accessories for trucks and trailers of all sizes. Expect professional truck repair and customer service every time at Mount Custer Truck Sales, Broken Bow.
This is Tom Osborne. 30 years ago, my wife Nancy and I started the Teammates Mentoring Program with 22 football players and 22 Lincoln youth. Now our vision of impacting the lives of youth has grown to serve more than 43,000 students. Join me in celebrating 30 years of mentoring by dining at any Runza on September 21st. Runza will donate 10% of the sales to your local Teammates chapter to help continue our work in providing a mentor to a student in your local schools. I hope to see you there.
Around the farm and worksite, it pays to look up for electric power lines. Tractor front loaders, grain augers, even radio antennas can be hazardous if they come into contact with high voltage lines. So always look up and be sure to have adequate clearance. This week and every week in 2021, think and practice safety first.
This farm safety tip was brought to you by Custer Public Power District. They wish you a safe and bountiful harvest.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those prices rolling.
new appliance models need room on the showroom floor at Lines Appliance. That means Brent wants to make a deal with you on in-stock models. These are the dependable brands we know. Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, KitchenAid. You can't go wrong with them. Plus, if you're willing to haul it out of the store yourself, the savings will be even greater. But delivery and installation is available. It's time to get yourself a new appliance. The time has never been better at Lines Appliance in Broken Bow.
The Nebraska Lottery has some big news about the biggest lotto game around. Powerball from the Nebraska Lottery is adding a Monday night drawing. That's right, instead of Powerball drawings on Wednesday and Saturday nights, now you can also win millions on Monday nights. With the starting jackpot in the millions and drawings 3 times a week, America's biggest lotto game is now bigger than ever. So play Powerball today and start looking forward to Mondays for a change. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
This is Christy.
Yeah, Christy, this is Brent and Dave.
Yes.
Hey, I wanted to ask you something. Did anything kind of weird happen at the Dawson County Racetrack on Sunday? Maybe just a circumstance that popped up?
What?
I'm not sure. I didn't think anything was unusual.
This didn't happen at... Now I'm in trouble because she's going to know I told you.
Yeah, thanks, Brent. What are you telling on me?
Well... you shared the story when we were either coming back from Lexington or going to Lexington that you were out with Gavin a few days ago covering an event.
Oh,
and I believe
you have the same problem.
I believe that somebody asked you if Gavin was your son. Is that
Yes.
correct?
I thought he was my child.
Yeah.
I said, well, unfortunately he could be, but he's not.
But she's right. The same thing happened to me. This was a few months ago. Gavin and I were over at the golf course, and we met some real nice guys from out of town. They're on number 6, and we were visiting. And one of the guys asked me, "Is that your boy?" And I'm like, "No." And, of course, Higgins' response is, "Well, if that's the case, I got all my hype from my mom, as you can tell." I'm like, "Thanks a lot. Thanks for the short joke."
Well, I guess, mathematically it's
I know,
definitely
it's possible. That's what's kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we're getting old, Christy.
I know.
Oh, you're not old. Thanks, Christy.
Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, Higgy, baby.
You just had to do that. See, you put me on the spot because now she knows I'm the one that told you that.
She seemed okay with it. It's Jeremy I'm worried about.
Yeah. Yeah, we made Jeremy Jeremy came in during a break, and you and I made Jeremy uncomfortable, which we do occasionally.
We know exactly what to do to make Jeremy uncomfortable. It's real easy. It's not a problem for us. It comes naturally.
It does.
All right, Lunchtime Solutions. They are looking for workers. Now, if you're wondering what Lunchtime Solutions is, it is the company that provides the food service for some of our schools in the area, and they have a couple different schools they would like to fill positions for.
Yeah, this is for the Broken Bow School District. They're looking for a couple of head cooks and one kitchen helper. As Dave mentioned, you would be employed by Lunchtime Solutions, but in the Broken Bow School District. Position hours are Monday through Friday. All positions are 5 or more hours a day. Now, if you want to find out a little bit more as far as what the job entails, go online to lunchtimesolutions.com. And then if you want to apply, you can go to lunchtimesolutions.com/careers, and that'll show you the job opening. You can read about it and then apply as well. Also, this is posted for you on the employment page of sandhillsexpress.com.
Want to tell you that the hamburgers at the Tumbleweed are delicious as ever.
They are good.
We took Mom out, and also a very close friend of ours from Gothenburg named Johnny, and we went to Tumbleweed for lunch yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife had an omelet, Johnny had an omelet, and Mom had the noon special, which was ham and potatoes, I believe. She loved it. And I was able to order 2 cheeseburgers with untoasted buns.
I know you don't like your buns toasted.
I don't like my buns toasted at all.
Yeah.
And they were nice. They come out nice and soft and succulent and wonderful.
Okay. Good.
Put a little ketchup and pickles on them, and they put some chips with them.
Yep.
Delicious. That's the way they do it at the Tumbleweed. You go in, you sit down, the waitress comes over and loads you up on some good fresh water, ask you what else you want to drink. Here's the menu. I'll be back in just a jiff. And you get the meal in a timely manner, and it's delicious. And it's home-cooked style foods. And if you can go in at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and order an omelet, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And they will take care of you. Now, they're open 7 days a week. I think their hours have been altered just a little bit because of this help situation that everybody's going through. So check with them when you're in there. If you're maybe go out later or something, and find out what their hours are, because I think they've shortened things up a little bit. And even, I think, closing maybe a little bit earlier on weekends. But they're still there for you every day. And until this help situation gets resolved somehow, some way, it may be that way for a while. But 7 days a week, Tumbleweed, delicious, comfort food, and good people taking care of you. And if you don't want to go inside, if you're in a hurry, or maybe you're just not going into places right now, not a problem. Give them a call. The drive-thru is open at the Tumbleweed Cafe. I'm still trying to walk in the drive-thru door.
Yeah, I could see that.
Walking through that door for many years. And Joan said, Dave, this way. Around the corner.
Does Joan have to take your hand now? Come on, David. Come on, David. Follow me.
It's getting like that, yeah. Yeah, I'm becoming an embarrassment in more ways than one. I've always been an embarrassment, but now she has to tell me which door to go in. But I'll tell you, the Tumbleweed's a great place to go eat a good meal. And don't forget about their Sunday buffets. And even on Sundays, if you don't want to take in the buffet, you can have yourself breakfast. Get yourself pancake early on if you like. But be prepared. Pancakes, you want to maybe order one.
They'll fill you up.
To start with, yeah. And put a little butter on it and some syrup, maybe a little peanut butter, some jelly. Whew. Sounds really good, doesn't it? They got good bacon there, too.
Yes, they do.
Carmen and the crew, Tumbleweed Cafe, Broken Bow, Nebraska. I really need to do this one right now.
Okay.
Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. Chip is hip. He's no dip. And he will take care of you at Callaway, Nebraska. But they have other locations, including here in Broken Bow now.
They do.
And, of course, Liana rocks just like Nirvana.
Okay, there you go. Yes, Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, ready to go to work for you. They got offices in Callaway, Broken Bow, Albion, and Lincoln. Full-service agency, including crop, home, auto, farm, ranch, commercial, life, and health. They deal in a lot, folks. Also, open enrollment for Medicare. That's always a big day, and it's coming up. It'll be coming up on October 15th, and everyone else on November 1st. So for the under 65 market, we're being told now that there will be 2 new carrier options for 2022. So hopefully a few more plan options and some competition pricing. So if you want to find out more about that, maybe call them now. Set up an appointment so that you can go in and talk to Liana. I know that is her specialty. Also, tax credits are available to a larger range of incomes for 2022 as well. So contact Chip and Liana in the Callaway office. Tim Troxel still on board. He's in the Broken Bow office. Give them a call at 836-2201 in Callaway, or in Broken Bow, the number is 872-6996.
What can you rhyme with Troxel? That's a tough one, too, isn't it?
I'm coming up with nothing. I don't know.
Troxel. We'll have to think about that one. But I can tell you that Liana is hotter than a plate of lasagna.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
The Nebraska Department of Transportation is currently accepting applications for a highway maintenance worker in Ansley and a highway construction technician in Broken Bow. For a full job description, go to statejobs.nebraska.gov. Also, you must apply online. Must be an online application you fill out. So go to statejobs.nebraska.gov if you're interested. If you need accommodation in the selection process, contact Nebraska State Personnel at 402-471-2075.
The Cars from the 1980s for you here on The Breakfast Show. Well, the Junk John hasn't been around since the 1980s, folks, but it's been around longer than you might think, and it's bigger and better than ever. So get ready. We'll start seeing folks filing through our communities probably as early as Wednesday afternoon. Doesn't officially start for, it's on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You'll want to kind of be, alert, because there's going to be a lot of people traveling around and driving and looking at things as they go. So let's give them some room.
Right. And be very observant and careful of pedestrians, because sometimes, they just might run across the street to a sale. So
they'll see a crock,
be careful.
And away they go.
There you go. Junk John is this weekend. Always a big event now across the state of Nebraska. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are the dates. And if you want to go junk jaunting, let's face it, what makes it easier is kind of having a map as to where everything is and where all the sales are. So you need your shopping guide. And here's where you can pick them up. You can pick them up in these locations in Broken Bow. They include Trotters West, Trotters Downtown, Grocery Cart, Runza, Pump and Pantry, Evans Feed, and the Tumbleweed Cafe. Also, for more information, you can go to junkjaunt.com. 570 registered stops is what we're told this year. So if you want to go junk jaunting, make sure you swing in and pick up your shopper's guide at the locations that we just mentioned.
Thank you, Brent. Grammy nominations are today for those of you who follow that sort of thing. This is the 64th Grammy Awards that will be coming out today. Now, this year is supposed to be a little different. For the first time since 1989, every vote will count. The Grammys have gotten rid of their secret committees.
So how is the voting? What do those of us that actually buy the music, are we the ones that vote now? Do you go online, or you have any idea?
Let me turn the page. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say. Okay.
But they did get rid of their secret committees that have picked the nominees for a number of years now for most categories. The ceremony doesn't actually take place until January 31st in L.A.
I see. So these are just the nominations that are going to go out. Okay.
Yeah.
I always wondered who, like the Grammys, like the Country Music Awards, the CMAs, the ACMs. I always wondered who. So who actually votes for that?
Their peers?
Because sometimes, you would. I know growing up, I'd watch the music award shows.
Mm-hmm.
We always watched the Country Music Award shows when I was
Right.
growing up. And sometimes you'd have a song that was extremely popular. You heard it on the radio all the time, but it wouldn't win an award. And I always wondered, okay, how come that song didn't win? That song or that artist won, but they didn't have as many hits as that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of always wondered who does the voting for those big award shows.
Good question. Awards are somewhat a double-edged situation, it seems like. I mean, awards are great, and I think you need to acknowledge people when they do, good things, professional things, whatever the case may be. But there's always that very question with awards. Well, this other thing was just as good as this thing. This other person has done just as many as the other person. It's kind of a gray area, but we'll always have awards. And nowadays, if you go out for a sport, everybody gets an award.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of
Oh,
cases.
yeah, participation.
Yeah. Which there's nothing wrong with that. All right. We're going to get a little Chicago going your way, and when we come back, we're going to talk a lot of information about Ron Coleman.
Oh, so, okay. We're going to discuss Ron on the show.
Yeah, for you folks
right.
who knew Ron Coleman, he's up next. Chicago with those wonderful horns. Does anybody really know what time it is? Well, it's time for us to talk about Ron Coleman. And
what would you like to talk about?
Well,
first off, I think Ron Coleman is one of the nicest individuals I've ever met.
Well, I've been saving up. I've been saving up for this one. There are some things about Ron Coleman you need to know.
Oh, okay. Do I need to write these down?
Yeah, write this down.
Okay.
You know, you said he's one of the nicest guys you know.
He is. He has been to me anyway.
His lovely wife is as nicer.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a farmer. Yeah, but he doesn't wear farmer pants. He wears regular Levi's.
Oh.
And a lot of times tennis shoes or work shoes.
Oh.
He's like all the Colemans. He likes farming. He likes machines, of all kinds, whether it be a picker or a hot rod or a pickup. A lot of Ford pickups in the Coleman family. Ron's no exception. Let's see, what else can I tell you about Ron? He was a pretty good athlete, pretty good baseball. Liked to play baseball.
Yeah.
And baseball is kind of in the Coleman family.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember if he hit any home runs or not. Probably did.
I bet he did.
I think he was left-handed, maybe. And that's about all I can tell you about Ron Coleman.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that they're looking. Ron's looking for some help.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant we just,
Oh no! When Ron Coleman was on the sheet, that meant we were to read a job opportunity.
Oh.
Kind of regarding Ron, not just talk about Ron.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, go ahead then.
Okay. Thanks. Hey, they're looking for a motivated farm and ranch employee. Experience is preferred, but they're willing to train the right person. Having a CDL would be helpful, but it's not required. Competitive pay based on experience with some benefits. It's a year-round position, but could be full or part-time. So if you'd like some more information, call Ron at 308-872-6028, 872-6028. You can also text this number, 870-2785, 870-2785. And you can also find this information on sandhillsexpress.com.
You think we should probably get a special treat for Jeremy?
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. I sometimes he just doesn't. He's not comfortable with some of our conversations, and I hate putting the guy on the spot like that. Maybe we should get him something from Playgrounds Cafe and Gift, something kind of good to drink.
Well, we could. Here's what they're featuring in the month of September. The featured drinks at Prairie Grounds include these: the iced cocoa caramel mocha. Is he an iced coffee guy?
Well,
I don't know.
One thing about Jeremy, he'll let you know what he likes. He's he has a certain taste.
How about this? Let's get him the caramel silk.
Ooh, I think he might like
here's
that.
Here's a caramel silk for you, Jeremy. A mixture of caramel sauce and white chocolate sauce. They are also featuring this month the Firefly Frappe, the Raspberry Lime Cream Soda, and the Dirty Chai. Those are the specialty drinks featured for the month of September at Prairie Grounds, but they've got a lot more, and so we encourage you to check them out. They do lunch specials. Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
They make some delicious things for lunch. They've got delicious treats, and, of course, their gift selection is really fun to browse through as well. So check them out. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 to 4. Open on Saturday also. Don't forget that, from 8 until 2.
Maybe Jeremy would like some quiche.
Maybe.
That's kind of romantic.
Oh, okay. Wash it down with a caramel silk.
Or a frappe.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Junk John is this weekend.
It's here
Well,
almost.
here's one of the destinations to put on your map. Cattlary Farms, 4 miles east of Loop City on Highway 2. Boy, they're going to get into the Junk John in a big way. Come on out, relax, enjoy some baked goods. They're going to be doing the Junk John at Cattlary Farms just outside Loop City on Friday, September 24th, 9 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 6, and Sunday from noon to 5. They'll have a bunch of seasonal decor loaded with Christmas decor. Mums they'll have for sale, baked goods, treasures for everyone. Oh, wow, they're doing kolaches.
Ooh.
I bet they know how to make kolaches, too.
You bet they do.
So they'll be serving those until they sell out. My guess is that may not be very long. Also, come check out the Butterfly Garden. As we mentioned, they got mums. If you're into Christmas, this is going to be your place. Plenty of things to pick up regarding that with the season coming up soon. So check it out. All kinds of things. Mum herb pots, succulents, perennial plants still. It'll be at Cattlary Farms, 4 miles east of Loop City on Highway 2 this weekend during Junk Jaunt. Again, the hours 9 to 6 Friday and Saturday, noon to 5 on Sunday.
All right, thank you, Brent. Does that take care of all of our business?
I got one more. Can I get it in quick? Do I have time?
Yeah, you got time.
I have time?
Yeah.
Okay. Nebraska Land Hearing Center, our good friend Roxanne, board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 30 years of experience. Take advantage of some special pricing that they have going on. Also ask her about things such as a free hearing evaluation, free extended warranties on new hearing aids. Never buy batteries again on new rechargeable hearing aids. And when it comes to technology, Roxanne is right at the top of the chain. She offers state-of-the-art technology to help service your hearing needs. And when it comes to the Nebraska Land Hearing Center, you can always count on them for great free follow-up care and office visits. So to get the process started, it begins with a phone call. Contact Roxanne today. 308-384-3852. They're located downtown Broken Bow in the Broken Bow Chamber Building.
All right, some final reminders here this morning. Runza in Broken Bow will be hosting its annual Teammates fundraiser today. Now, 10% of all sales will be donated back to the Teammates programs at Anselmo Myrna and the Broken Bow schools. Additional donations, of course, would be gladly accepted and appreciated. And then, of course, don't forget about the volleyball triangular in Anselmo Myrna today, starting at 5 o'clock. And, of course, good competition, as Brent mentioned, and also a fundraiser to fight cancer, to help pay for some research for cancer. There'll be some T-shirts given away while supplies last. They also have some jerseys that will be available for you to bid on and buy. They'll also have other merchandise that you can purchase, and the profits and proceeds will go towards the research effort to fight cancer. And good triangular and good food. As a matter of fact, a barbecue will be held at no charge. I'm thinking they might have a container there for you to leave some money to help with that, but there's no charge for the barbecue. It's free. And that's taking place at Anselmo Myrna tonight. Also, Brent, you're broadcasting that as well.
Yeah, we'll have the matches for you tonight on KBBN Radio. Opening match scheduled for 5.
All right. Tomorrow on The Breakfast Show, we'll probably be talking about Ron Coleman again.
Okay.
I'm not sure. And some other folks as well. So let's see who we roast tomorrow.
Yeah.
On the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Just put your name. We'll just put names on the sheet.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like we're getting an EAS test coming, so it'll be a good time to scram on out of here.
All right, let's go.